Hey everybody, I'm Eva. Thanks for joining. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you this new bag from Coach. And I believe that either you're going to love it or that you're going to hate it. I think that it's going to be one or the other. I'll go through the reasons why I think it might be a love or hate situation for you. And then I'm going to compare this bag to a few other bags in my collection so that you can compare sizes. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you which luxury bag I believe this is a great alternative for. And no, it's not the Neverfull. Okay, so let's get in here. Which bag am I talking about? I'm talking about the Taxi Tote from Coach. And this may look a little familiar anyway, not in terms of size, but in terms of the color and the canvas. This is the burgundy colorway. Coach calls it Black Currant. And the color of this leather trim is called Sable. Okay, so the reason I said this might look familiar is because this is the full-size Taxi Tote, and just recently I showed on my channel the small mini Taxi Tote. This is called the Taxi Tote 21. And because I was enjoying this bag so much, it really inspired me to go ahead and try the larger size. So let me give you an overview of the bag. All right, I'm gonna have to back up a little so I can get this in the frame. So here is the front of the bag. And you can see on the sides, it has this leather trim coming up on the sides. Here's the back. I haven't taken off the tag yet, but I will because it's definitely a keeper for me. Here's the other side, and then here's a shot of the bottom. Branding is very small, other than the monogram, of course, but here it says Coach right here on the leather stamp. And here's a view of the inside of the bag. It has this striped lining, and it has the creed printed right on the material on the back of the bag. And here's a shot of the front wall as well. And you can see this bag comes with a pouch, and I'll talk more about this soon. Here's a close-up of the creed. If you saw my video on the Taxi 21, then you will know that it's kind of humorous here. I like the saying on it. And later in the video, I revert to calling it the City Tote. I don't know why. Perhaps I'm getting it confused with the City Tote from the outlet. It is from the retail side of Coach, and the price on this bag was $250, which I think is a good price for Coach retail items. So this full-size Taxi Tote came out in 4 colors. Of course, this is the Black Currant. It also came out in the Maple, which is also very beautiful. And of course, that olive green, which is very popular right now. And it also came out in the black traditional signature canvas. I was very tempted to get the Maple because I think that is so pretty. And I thought, you know, I have the little one in Black Currant. Maybe I should go for a different color here in the larger size. But then I realized I just really like this color combination. So I decided to go with what I love. And I should mention at the time I'm filming this video, the Black Currant, the Maple, and the Black are available on Amazon. And I will have my Amazon link below. And I saw the olive green was available on Belk. So definitely check the description box if you're interested. Let's start with the reasons why I think you might hate it. So maybe get some of the potential cons out of the way and end on a high note. Okay, first of all, the canvas. I love a good coated canvas, but this is one of the thinnest coated canvases that I felt on the bag. And it's the same canvas on the mini size, the 21 size is the same canvas here. I think some people would think this feels very cheap. It almost feels like a recycled shopping bag or like a free gift with purchase. I mean, I could see how they would think that. It's very, very thin. But like I said, when I was talking about the mini, on this particular bag, I actually like it. I think it makes it very unique and very lightweight. Okay, the second reason I think you might hate it is related to this canvas. Because this is so thin, I could see this creasing, especially if you don't store it in an upright position or store it stuffed. If you just let it collapse on itself, I think that it could easily crease. In fact, when I was editing the video on this little mini 21 here, I did notice that there was a little crease already in the canvas. And so it came to me this way, but I just didn't notice it until I was watching the footage back. Yes, but there is a little crease here. Maybe you can see it when the light hits it just the right way. So this is what I'm talking about. There is potential to have some creasing in this canvas. Okay, so the third reason relates to the structure. I feel like this bag has a bit of a split personality. I think these leather seams here on the side of the bag give it some structure, but at the same time, if you were to just let this flop over, it can puddle on you. Dazzle Me 77, I think is the name of her channel. She unboxed the olive one, which was very beautiful, but she did notice that when she was not holding the bag up, that it would fall over on her. So it does have the potential to puddle, but if you get it standing just right, then it can also stand up. So like I said, it's a bit of a split personality. It does have some structure to it, but it definitely has potential to collapse. And another point related to the structure and the thinness of this canvas is that it has the potential to have a soggy bottom. So again, here's a shot of the bottom. It's quite soft, and let me show you what it looks like when I put my laptop in here. Okay, so here's my 13-inch laptop. Of course, there's plenty of room for it, but let me show you. So I'm gonna hold this way up, so hopefully you can see that the bottom is starting to come down below the seams. I mean, that's not a big deal for me, but I know for some people, they would definitely like to have a stronger base, or you could put a base shaper in here to keep this from happening. And then the last reason I think you might hate this bag is that on the inside of this bag, there are no pockets. So as you can see on the back wall, it's just the creed, and here on the front wall, it's just the striping. There are no pockets built into the bag. Yes, it does come with a pouch, but that's not the same as having something inside your bag to tuck things away. I generally prefer Zumani organizers, but I tried this organizer that I had from Amazon from several years ago. It was made for a Speedy 35 and it fits well in here. I'll link it below. Okay, so now let's move on to some reasons why I love this bag. And if you think that some of these reasons would jive with you, then I think you would love it as well. The first reason is that this bag is light as a feather. So without the pouch inside, it weighs 15.4 ounces, less than a pound. And with a pouch inside, it weighs just over a pound, 1 pound, 1.5 ounces. So it's very, very light. Now again, I attribute that to this very thin canvas, but in this case for me, that's a pro. Another reason why I absolutely love this tote are the adjustable handles. So let me give you a close-up of this handle design. So do you see how it's a belt buckle, and there are size adjustments. So you can make this handle longer or shorter. I have it on almost the longest setting. And so that means that this clears the elbow test so easily. Even with a winter jacket on, this is gonna be so easy to put over my shoulder. And so for me, at this setting, it's currently a 12-inch strap drop. Another reason I love this bag is that it comes with a detachable pouch. So let me show you the details of this pouch. When you open it up, this is what it looks like on the inside. It's just the plain canvas here. It attaches to this bag with this really nice hardware. If you wanted to use this pouch in other bags, then it can be removed. You would just loop it through the leather loop here, and then you could take this off if you wanted, remove the strap completely, and then you can use this in your other bags. And in case you're curious, here is some cash, and it fits your cash without having to be folded. And I love that feature. Another feature that I love is that this bag has a zipper closure. So the tail comes out a little bit here, which makes it really easy to hold and to use. And it has just a little bit of opening on each end. So it's not a completely full closure, but it's really good in terms of the coverage for the bag. And I don't even have it zipped up all the way to the end. Like there's another few centimeters there to cover. So that's what that looks like. Another feature that I really enjoy are these rounded corners. So canvas bags that have rounded corners seem to wear better in my opinion. That's compared to other canvas bags that have these pointed corners. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Neverfull gets such praise, is that it also has rounded corners and it seems to wear very well. Yes, you can wear these out, but it takes quite a bit of doing. And the last reason that I really love this bag is because of the charmability. Usually on totes, if you put a charm right here, when the tote handles drop down or fall forward, then the charm will come around and it's just like flopping all over the place. Under this strap, you can see that there's a little D-ring there for the hang tag that comes with this bag. And that means you can also attach a charm there and it's gonna stay in place. I've attached one of my Coach larger hang tag charms here, right here to the same D-ring that's holding the hang tag. And I think that looks great together. So yeah, it's gonna stay in place here, and I love that on a tote bag. This is my Fendi roll tote, which is approximately the same size as a Louis Vuitton Neverfull MM size. So the City Tote is just a little bit bigger than the MM Neverfull or the Fendi roll tote, but it's a little bit smaller than the Neverfull GM. The Neverfull is significantly wider when you see them side by side. So the sizing I think is really interesting in that it's in between an MM and GM size if you use Louis Vuitton as a comparison. So it kind of hits that middle mark. Speaking of sizes, the dimensions that were listed were for the bottom. It's 14.25 inches here in length at the bottom. But of course, as you can tell, it gets wider at the top. So I wanted to make sure that you knew the dimensions for this top portion of the bag. This measurement here is 19 inches and 6.5 in width. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you which luxury bag I think this is a great alternative before. So even though I compared the sizes to the Louis Vuitton MM and GM, actually I think that this bag is very similar to another luxury tote. Actually, I'm thinking of two totes, but they're both from Goyard. The first one is the Anjou. That bag has a similar shape in that the sides have like a leather binding, which I believe helps keep that structure. And the second Goyard tote I was thinking of is the Artois. The feature that really stands out to me is the zipper closure. The Goyard St. Louis, which is very popular, does not have a zip closure, but the Artois does. So having the zipper and having the leather bound sides, those two features are what makes me think that this is a great alternative to the Goyard Artois. So I hope this video was helpful if you're thinking about ordering this city tote. Again, check the links in my description box. And even if you're not interested in this bag, I hope you enjoyed the process of me showing some potential loves, potential hates, and how it compares to some other bags in my collection. Thanks so much for watching today. You take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.